Weirdos, welcome back to Dergy playing Persona 5 Royal. So I'm trying something different with the recordings this time. I went ahead and I just made coffee again the night before, and I'm just kind of expediting this process by stuff I know y'all have basically seen before, more or less, maybe minus some specific dialogue things. I'll just kind of cut that out, just to kind of keep things going, because it's a very long game, and most of y'all have likely seen all of that, and a lot of it really does feel like fluff. It doesn't really add much to the context, you know what I mean? I really feel like the game could be pared down quite a lot, especially scenes-wise and that sort of thing. Like all of these text bubbles, it gives some nice insight into what the public's thinking about all of these, but I don't really care much about what the public's thinking in all these. I care about what's happening to our characters.
Oh, man.
It's so hot.
Who cares?
Did you catch the news report this morning about the Mafia boss getting busted? Apparently, someone scattered calling cards all across Shibuya just before his arrest. The thing is that, like, okay, so, like, everything just kind of... There's a lot of repetition. There's a lot of repetition in this game of, like, the same sentiments. But I think maybe they're trying to get a point across with this, that all these people are kind of thinking like sheep, which really does tie in to at least the original final boss. So that makes sense. Now, of course, I don't know anything about Kasumi's boss and the dungeon, her dungeon, or anything that happens in her semester. I haven't gotten to that yet. Alrighty. Oh, wait, whoops, I used the wrong controller for a second. Oh, whoa, alright, so... Remember the Kamoshida scandal? They say the same thing happened, that someone left a calling card. Madarame too, if I'm not mistaken. Do you think it's the Phantom Thieves? If so, I'm impressed. I can't believe they actually steal hearts.
No matter how hard they looked, even our organized crime department couldn't catch Junya Kaneshiro.
Like, the main reason I skipped past all that stuff is because, again, a lot of those school scenes, you know, provide all the real context you as the player need about what the public is thinking. Those scenes of Thieves walking a stoop.
And yet he simply turned himself in. Even confessed all his crimes. The Phantom Thieves.
Is it a crime to manipulate someone's heart?
Makoto hug.
Depending on the means, yes. He's absolutely right.
Even if it makes someone admit their evil deeds and helps make them pay for their crimes?
I hope she hasn't fallen under their influence.
Well, sorry, Sai, because she really has at this point. Although, let's be honest, she's the main influence. It's not that she's fallen under their influence as much as... I would say that in Makoto's situation, actually, memes aside and everything, it's not that she's fallen under the Phantom Thieves' influence, but more that her sense of justice is aligned so well with theirs that she just clicked once she realized what they were really doing, and she is now one of the cornerstones of actually upholding what our justice is, because she agrees with it wholeheartedly. It's interesting. It's not that she fell under our influence, as, you know, even though she's literally a Phantom Thief now. Poor Sai. When she finds out about that, I'm sure she'll be pretty livid. Actually, I don't know, because the moment she finds out, she's already, well, a little disillusioned, a lot disillusioned about, you know, the sorts of mindsets, the mindset that she has now that caused Makoto so much grief. You know, the mindset Sai has now that, you know, caused her to tell Makoto that she's useless, among other things that I don't think a sister or a guardian should be doing. Especially since I know she cares a lot about Makoto, you know? Anyway. Hugs for Sai. I definitely understand her position to a degree, though. This motherfucker, though. And see, now we're starting to see the real side of Akechi.
Damn it.
See, he doesn't... act indignant like this at all in public. He's really good at hide. It's interesting, both in this game and in Persona 4. Spoilers, by the way. I won't talk about it, actually, because spoilers, but it's a different game. It's not this one. I'll try to always at least avoid spoilers for another game. But my playthroughs like this, unless I could call it a blind playthrough because I don't know what's going on anyway, but like these playthroughs that are not blind, at least for the moment, they're for people that have played the games before. So, but I'm not going to go ahead and assume people who played this game have played 4, because even though it's on PC, I'm almost 100% certain there's still many, 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 many people that have played this game and not 4. And if not a whole ton, certainly individuals, you know. So anyway. But yeah, Akechi scares me and makes me angry, and I don't like him. I definitely sort of get his situation, but the way he reacted to it, the way his personality made him react to his situation, yeah, no. Completely evil, completely no. I hate this man.
Now everyone.
I heard the leader of the crime ring that was causing trouble in Shibuya got caught. It seems like some of our students have been victimized by them, so we can breathe easy for now. I'm thankful to the police for arresting the perp, even though they're just doing their job. By the way, perp is police slang. You might have heard the stars and police procedurals say it. It's short for perpetrator. Speaking of stars, can you answer this question, Durgan-san?
Give me an answer.
The sum of angles A through E is the same as the sum of interior angles of a certain shape. 180 degrees. Do you know what that shape is? The shape is must cheat. The shape is a triangle.
This is it.
Very good.
That's correct. The sum of interior angles of a triangle will always equal 180 degrees when it is planar.
No way.
Wow, really? Durgan-kun seems kind of smart, doesn't he?
Nice going!
Wow, you must be really smart to be able to answer a question like that. Why, thank you, Mark. By the way, there are rumors that the Phantom Thieves took down a whoopsie doodle. Yes, a whoopsie doodle. That's a word, an actual word that means anything at all. Took down a... took down the perp this time, Kaneshiro. I remember their name with that bit on Madarame, as well as the incident in May. Is this a new urban legend? Yeah, to a degree, but it actually has more truth to it than urban legends probably would say. Anyway, please prepare for your test starting Wednesday, and don't be distracted by rumors like that.
Yep.
Looks like we succeeded in changing Kaneshiro's heart. A lot of people are talking about the Phantom Thieves too, yes indeed, even our teacher, who doesn't even believe in us. So if you think about it, mission accomplished in that sense, huh? Although I think, honestly, for Joker, the mission is more...
Hell yeah! Kaneshiro finally confessed!
Is more to, make less people suffer worldwide at the hands of bad people.
People have been making a huge deal of it since the police
you know what, let's not say bad people. At the hands of people who... Well, in this game, they've all let their desires go unchecked in a way that made them do evil things. So, yeah, because... I'll say it that way. Because the thing is that I am starting to understand that the moment you label a person or a group or anything as bad, you're kind of predisposed to hate them, and hate is an extremely... It's an emotion that is not just good to have about anything. And it's something you can train yourself out of. You can stop hating. It just takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and you might still find yourself slipping into hate every now and again, but hating less is an extremely powerfully transformative goal. Trust me. It certainly helped me in the pretty much exact same situation as I was not too long ago when I was much more of a guarded and rather angry person, you know? to now where I'm not so much, and it's been very again, and I'm in a very similar situation, but I'm moving forward in other ways, like making this channel. Part of what's making me continue to make this content, even despite not getting many views and such at all yet, is because, or very, very little, is because a lot of it is I stopped, I reframed how I thought about all this stuff, and the thing is that at the very least I'm using my free time to create something, and I started to understand that is what I need. I need to create enough things and be involved in enough creative processes to understand how to take my talents and do more with them, and then eventually I will absolutely get to a point where I will be making money off of it, because I refuse any other end scenario to that. I will keep continuing to try at my passions until I get somewhere with them in a public and financial way, but in a way that stays true to the core of why I love these things regardless, and why I put so much into them, which I'd say are rather pure reasons at their core.
It's difficult to accept that the authorities are taking all of the credit for his arrest.
People are going nuts about the Phantom Thieves online, though. Look!
It's all coming together for us.
Oh, this is quite the turnaround. All of a sudden, people are expressing their long-standing belief in us.
So this is why Makoto told us to post the calling card anywhere that might stand out.
Pretty smart move on her part. Oh, where is our amazing Miss President?
Hello? It's Makoto. My apologies, but I won't be able to join you today. I've been called into a meeting with the principal. There's no need to worry, though. More importantly, there was a special on TV about the Phantom Thieves.
Huh? What did it say?
They were talking all about our calling cards.
For real?
Anyway, my apologies about today. I'll have to see you all another time.
Who was that?
There's Makoto. Blah explained.
Really? Oh, that's freaking crazy!
Yep, I knew Ryuji would be hyped to hear about that. In character.
I hope all this excitement doesn't place us on the police's radar.
Well, it kind of will later. Not for now, though.
It'll be fine! No way they'd find out about that weird other world.
Sadly, that is exactly what occurs later, but that is 3 palaces from now? Yeah, so...
True, but do you remember what the fake Kaneshiro said towards the end?
Another metaverse user.
Yeah, he said we're not the only ones who are doing it.
Not gonna let it bother me. As far as we know, he was just pulling that shit out of his ass.
That's true, but
I hope that's the case.
I do too, but considering it's been 2 palace rulers in a row that have said that, yeah, no. And spoilers, guess what? Yes, there's truth to it. Because of course there's a truth to it in this kind of thing. You do not repeat this sort of thing in a work of fiction if it doesn't have relevance. That's like one of the #1 rules of this kind of a thing, so yeah.
Anyways, in your face, Akechi!
Yeah, yeah. Every time I think about Akechi, just...
Now what do you want to do about our next target?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
In fact, our next target will be nothing like you think it will, Ryuji, so don't get too excited. Although, we'll be pretty... That's actually... I think I remember Futaba's dungeon being my favorite, at least looks-wise, actually.
Still, people might expect a lot from our next move, considering how excited they're getting.
We can't just pick any old schmo now.
Except,
There is no need to hurry, though.
We'll pick
Counting
someone
Kamoshida, we've claimed 3
we'll end
consecutive
up-
victories, right?
The next heart we change will end up being someone that's, not in the public eye at all, because she really, really doesn't want to be.
We should just lay low and wait for all this excitement to blow over.
In that case, how about we have another celebration?
Oh, good idea! We can make it a welcoming party for Miss President, too. By the way, that briefcase, it's pretty damn expensive. Let's sell it and drop the cash on our party.
Wow. Seems like the lay low and wait idea has gone completely out the window.
So we can count you out then, Morgana?
What are you talking about? I was just saying we should try and keep our party on the down low.
That's the spirit. Well, I'm gonna let Makoto know.
I love how Anna and Makoto are friends now. That's
Makoto.
beautiful.
There's something we forgot to tell you. So, oh.
What's wrong?
Hello? I hope you remember we have finals next week. Yusuke and Morgana excluded, of course. If you wish not to stand out, you had best not get bad grades, okay? That is something I simply would not be able to overlook as student council president. For now, behave and concentrate on your studies. We can have fun once finals are over. Understood?
Yeah, I remembered we didn't have a party at this one. I forgot how. Well, I forgot why, but that's why. I'm gonna skip over this because fuck Kobayakawa so much. Really, just fuck this fat bastard so much. Poor Makoto. And Sai. They both get the short end of the goddamn stick.
I'm home.
Although, Sai's behavior towards me... See, look at how Makoto's looking at her. She's like, oh god, are you gonna yell at me again? That's what I see when I look at how Makoto's looking at her. Oof. Hey. Again, probably too tense and too for me. Yeah, you've changed, sis. That's probably all I needed to see to remember the tone of that scene and why I wanted to skip it. Hey, how are things going? You seem to be keeping on the straight and narrow so far, but yeah, seem for sure. Although, again, is the morality of what we're doing really bad? That's an extremely debatable thing, and especially because the next palace we're gonna do, we're going to help someone. What we're gonna be doing does not harm anyone at all in our next palace. Not even the ruler. So there's also that. There's just a lot of moral ambiguity here. But, you know, I think, honestly, the main argument in favor of the moral ambiguity is, like, in favor of it being a bad thing to do. I feel like there's honestly more evidence for it being a good thing to do. But for what we're doing as the Phantom Thieves, like, the evidence towards being a bad thing to do is, you know, to my eye, you're changing someone against their will. I get that. I definitely get the implications of that, you know? Free will is something, as human beings, that we have, that is a right that we have by being as intelligent as we are, you know? Just as human beings, but, you know, if you can literally take that away, is that moral? It's a natural right we have by being human. Now, granted, a lot of society and etc. seems to be centered on taking away at least some portion of morals for some reason, and not all of them good, and a lot of them very selfish. However, this is an entirely different thing. We are forcibly removing the desires of a person. Yeah, and by all accounts, that person's life is ruined afterward if what we're taking are the twisted desires that has allowed them to be as successful as they are, which has been the case so far. So yeah. But for the next two palaces, actually, that won't quite be the case. This reaction is incredible. I'm honestly shocked to see it. It is only natural that people are surprised. Even the police were struggling to catch him. Yeah, by the way, you said you were called in by the principal? Did something happen? It was regarding my investigation of the incident with Mr. Kamoshida. Don't worry, I didn't mention a word about any of you. I essentially told him I was unable to find any information. Are you gonna be okay? I will. I've graduated from my role as the exemplary honor student. From now on, I'm going to be more honest with myself. It's quite a refreshing feeling. What are you gonna do now? Want to stay with the Phantom Thieves? That's my intention, assuming there won't be any trouble. Welcome aboard. Helped. I mean, I'm over here like, why are we even questioning that she's staying with us anyway? It'd actually be a big problem if you didn't stick with us, yeah. We should allow her to join us. It would be greatly convenient. Oh then, I hope I can continue getting along with all of you. And you certainly can. I love her, what she adds to the party dynamic.
An advisor, huh?
Indeed, that's
this
what
new teammate of ours is pretty promising.
Indeed.
We'll be able to do even more now.
And Jade, I love her so much. And she's also promising in a romantic way to my particular main character. As I repeat over and over again, episode by episode. What I'm doing right now is ignoring your text, you piece of shit. In fact, let's be entirely frank here. I don't want to touch this fucker's confidant. Because I know that you don't need to max Akechi. I'm gonna have to look at if you have to start his, but no, seriously, fuck this man's confidant. I don't want to touch it. Because I hate him. And how he turns out in the end. And just how ugly he is inside. You know? So yeah. Just what he's doing and why he's doing what he's doing. I will not touch his confidant. Alright, so. What are we doing now? Tonight, though. Can we go out? Yes. So. Well, since finals are next week, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and study at the diner every night and get charm for the time being. So. This is mostly more of a roleplay choice than an actual like, stat-based choice. But I think it affects your test score somewhat, doesn't it? I don't remember exactly. Alright, so. But yeah, like, I have 6 SP potions, so yeah, diner, and I'll get fruity there for charm. Durgan charm.
Yep.
It's good that we managed to find seats, even if it is a bit crowded. Okay, may I take your order? Yes, indeed. Fruity, please. It's also the least expensive, too, so bam. Got it. I'll be right back with your order.
Wow.
Fruits inside tea? They're both fine on their own, you'd think.
Oh.
Is your skin looking healthier and moisturized? Don't tell me that fruit tea's working. Think you're able to get something out of this. There's just too much noise. Yeah, on rainy days is the best time to do it, but at least a fit each is nice. So I'll just keep doing that.
Wanna head back?
Well, that should be enough for today. Come on, let's go home. Oh, boa. Side time about Futaba.
Don't be ridiculous. This new ally you gained was Makoto?
Yep. Sorry, Sai. I knew this is how you'd react, but look. Your sister had a lot of reasons for joining us, and frankly, one of them was you, and how much of a bitch you were being. I know she wasn't meaning to be that way, but let's be frank here. Her being the way that she was is part of why Makoto wanted to join the Phantom Thieves. In fact, she wants to change her heart. That's the person. Sai is the person she wanted to change the heart of this entire time. Oh, and also, you know, by this point, we definitely are dating Makoto and my main character, but I think for his safety, he's gonna omit that for the moment.
Just tell me the truth.
Well, I had a lot of sex with your sister. I mean, oh god, fuck, I'm dead now. Oh god. You already know the truth.
Makoto. That's preposterous. If what you say is true, was Makoto also running from the police when you were arrested?
Ask yourself.
Now that I think about it, she did start talking a lot about the investigation from summer onward. Makoto aside, you mentioned one other important detail. Did Kaneshiro really say there was someone using the metaverse besides the Phantom Thieves? Those words could just be taken as you shifting blame to this other person, you know.
Take it how you will. Can't really force you not to.
But why would you fabricate such an elaborate story and then shift the blame elsewhere? There are two possibilities. Either you've simply been trying to confuse me with your lies, or everything you've stated is true.
Now you're getting to it.
Have you been telling me the truth from the very start?
I have no reason to lie.
Does that mean you're placing your trust in me?
Yep, pretty damn much. Don't really have a choice at this point.
Then again, I am investigating a thief who steals hearts. Very well. No matter how absurd it may seem, I'll reevaluate my stance on believing you, for now. In return, speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
It's already what I've been doing, lady.
It's a fair deal. Is that acceptable?
Yep. I've made a deal with Nijima, with Sai Nijima. Also known as
I am
even
thou.
hotter older sister of
Thou
God.
art I. Thou hast. It shall become the wings of with the birth.
Judgment.
All right.
Not the judgment countdown. We are being literally judged by her.
We're running
so
out of
that does
time.
Seem to,
Let's move on to your next
that
target.
does seem to work.
Actually, I should rephrase that. They targeted your group first, didn't they? The identity of your opponent is this. We have no pictures. Even their names and identities are unknown. If what you told me is true, then this nav thing you've mentioned wouldn't have worked in this case. How did you target them? Tell me everything.
The summary of the story up to this point has been uppdirted Yai. I love that you can do that. Like, I might actually go through it maybe towards the end. We'll see. Go through it in a special episode, mayhap. Holy shit, making history indeed. I'm actually going to read this particular one because I want to. And honestly, let's be honest here. A lot of this is I'm reading things when I want to read them, and I'm not reading them when I don't. And that's kind of how it is. I keep stating reasons to, but that's because just having the reason of I just want to read some of these things and I don't, it doesn't feel like enough, you know? I want to definitely make sure as many people enjoy this that end up watching this as possible. Of course, if anyone does, or if, you know, more than a few people do. And I'm going to bank on the possibility, I'm going to just, you know, assume the possibility that if this thing's out on the internet for the rest of my life, and beyond mayhap, who knows, or at least a few years or something, then, well, or, you know, even like any amount of time, really, then, well, I'm hoping that that means that I can get a good few viewers on this eventually. Indeed, I just want to make sure that, because the thing is, I don't really have feedback yet, and I want to make, and I've noticed a lot of Let's Players thrive on feedback. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to figure out how best to make my content good for anyone that might come across it. So I've been changing up a lot of things as I go through, especially since this is the biggest undertaking I've really sat down and decided to do at all. So, yeah. Seriously, the fantasies are amazing. Isn't it cool how they steal people's hearts? How do they make them repent? I'm really curious. Who are they? We're teenagers with powers because we're in an anime game. If you'd believe it. Hey, you're there, right? Come downstairs. In fact, you're all in an anime game. Dun dun dun! This whole city's in an anime game. The whole world's in an anime game.
Check the ingredients in the fridge.
Dun, dun, dun. There we go.
Hey, what's up? Huh? It's not right? Not cute. That was the one the staff recommended to me, though. Won't that printer do? Huh? It'll do, but it's not it? Okay, I'll be right over. This might take a while. I'm leaving the store to you. Lock up for me if I don't come back.
Got it.
I owe you one. What a handful.
I'm starting to see really how, you know, just how much he does for Futaba. How good of a father figure he is, at least as much as he can be. Which, you know, he reminds me a lot of my father, actually, and we'll kind of get more into the relationship later and talk about that, actually, as we keep going.
And that concludes the latest news on the suspect Kaneshiro. This case is said to be a result of the Phantom Thieves' actions, but what do you think?
We don't know their methods, but I believe they are a menace that will threaten this law-abiding country. This dangerous group tampers with people's hearts. It's no different from brainwashing.
I see. You're absolutely correct.
I wonder what's going on. Didn't this happen a little while ago, too? Who was it again? You know, that famous artist.
Ah, Madarame, was it?
They punished those awful people, didn't they? The Phantom Thieves aren't at fault then.
That may be true, but...
Don't you think so too, dearie? The Phantom Thieves aren't doing anything wrong, are they?
Of course they're not.
See, even he says that they're doing good. Oh my, look at the time. We should probably head home.
Ah, you're right. Thanks for the drink.
You're very welcome. Sir?
Yes. I've received the reports on Kaneshiro's case, but to think the Phantom Thieves would honestly attempt an absurd idea like social reform.
An absurd idea like social reform? You can tell he's evil saying shit like that.
You're absolutely right. I'm not pleased about the general public's support of them either. There's also the danger of the metaverse being exposed.
You know what?
with
Fuck
their...
this guy so much that I'm not gonna listen, just like Kobayakawa. But for different reasons. Not because he's being an asshole to Makoto, but because he's just an asshole. Hey. It's Ryuji.
Hey, it's me. Where you at? What you doing?
Watching the store.
Gotcha. We're gonna come over right now about the, you-know-what. See ya.
Oh, hey! Ryuji's actually trying to be Soto.
We're here to hang out.
He's he said you know what instead of exactly what he was talking about. Good job, Ryuji, for actually being kind of subtle for once.
That's not why we're here. We need to study for finals.
Why am I here too?
You're one of us now, so of course you gotta help us. We're in trouble if you don't teach us, you know.
That's right.
Even you're saying such things?
I'm sorry, Makoto.
Let's leave those guys be.
Let's be honest here. The reason that he said that is because he has a giant crush on her and he'd much rather her be here, not because he actually needs or wants her help, you know? To be entirely frank.
I couldn't ask the last time I was here, but what is this place? The storekeeper doesn't seem to be around.
It's where this guy lives. He's got complicated circumstances. We can tell her about it, right? Actually, tell yourself.
That's terrible.
Yusuke and me are pretty much the same too. I mean, it's not as bad as this guy's though. It's just something we can't ever put up with. That's why we all became Phantom Thieves.
Hey, don't forget me.
I know. We're all part of the team.
See, even Ryuji's a little bit more amiable about Morgana, at least towards Morgana, at least for the moment. Which is the main reason why when Morgana leaves and finds, the circumstances that lead to Haru joining, that involve Morgana leaving, it really seems like a weird, jarring time for that to happen. It just doesn't make any sense because up until that point, everyone's been becoming more and more amiable with each other as they keep working together, So it's just the weirdest thing that happens then, after Futaba's, leading up to Okumura's.
By the way, Makoto, ain't there someone you can't forgive either? Like, a heart you want to change?
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Ah, there's someone like that. You could just tell us, You don't gotta be so cold.
That aside, do you have any intention of studying for the exams?
Not really.
It's fine if I leave then?
No, I'm just joking. Please teach us.
What was this term? It's phobia, so it's a fear of some kind.
I think it's a fear of open spaces. You don't hear it that often, though. Leave vocabulary and long sentences to me. I suck at proper grammar, though.
Even if we study English, it's not like I'm gonna use it in the future.
Hey, Ryuji, I resent that. I use English every damn day. I'm a writer, okay? You're using English right now, okay? Not your actual in-game, okay? I know that, like, in context, they're Japanese. But it's funny, because this is the English localization, right? So, he's speaking in English, saying even if we study English, it's not like I'm gonna use it in the future. Oh, God. Anyway.
When it comes to you, your Japanese is questionable too.
Oof. You don't gotta go that far, Morgana.
Shut up!
Explain the writer's feelings? What point is there in that?
Yeah, I'm a writer, and my feelings are important to me. I'd say there's a point because of that. No, but I think the point in something like that is, like, being able to really understand the intention to why they wrote specifically that thing. And being in touch with feelings is a good part of making good writing. I would certainly say. In fact, hell, I'm so in touch with my feelings, and that's probably why my writing tends to be pretty great. I honestly think it is. As long as I really take the time to make it, I can know when I've got something good. It's not an arrogance thing, it's just that I know that it's a talent of mine, Everyone has something they're good at, and that's writing, more than anything. And I'd say that feelings are an extremely important part of writing well, and I think that's why that kind of question exists.
It's impossible. I can't memorize all these formulas.
These sorts of things.
Ain't there a good way of cheating?
Why don't we take a break?
And that was the follow-up report on the suspect Kaneshiro. Now, Akechi-san. This case is said to be the result of the Phantom Thieves' actions, but in actuality, is this true?
Considering how a calling card was scattered about, I believe there's no mistaking that. The question is what the Phantom Thieves actually did. If they tampered with the suspect's heart, it casts doubt on the authenticity of any confession.
So then, by tampering with hearts, the Phantom Thieves are fabricating crimes that may not exist?
We can't deny the possibility. There's no doubt that the Phantom Thieves are exposing hidden injustices in society. However, if this is done by sidestepping the law, their way of thinking is very dangerous.
So, in a way, they're outlaws.
Yes. They're no different than the criminals they target. This cannot be overlooked.
I see.
Oh, I see. My ass? Why the hell are we being treated as the bad guys?
Just let them say whatever they want. More people are starting to understand that what we're doing is right, after all.
When I'm walking around in town, I hear a lot more people talking about us too. And the forum's been full of hype. Do you think we made it big time?
Don't get pompous over dealing with some street thug. Save it for after we deal with a bigger target.
Just gotta take down a bigger one, yeah? That was the plan from the start anyways.
True. It may be best if we start thinking about it.
I bet we'll find one in no time. The wind's blowing in our direction and everything. I feel like we won't lose to anything right now.
Well, we'll decide on that eventually. We need to overcome our exams first. Now then, break time's over. Let's get back to...
That reminds me, the celebration party. Weren't we gonna do it after exams?
Yes, I believe so.
Where should we go? I feel like I'll study better if I got something to look forward to.
The last one was a buffet at a hotel. We haven't gone anywhere since.
A buffet?
Where would be good? Hey, what about fireworks? A fireworks festival!
Oh yeah, it's that season, huh?
That sounds good to me.
It's hard to ignore a buffet, but I'll take the beauties of summer. Still, I demand that we feast during the festival as well.
Of course.
Do you guys own a yukata? Will you wear a yukata?
Doesn't a fireworks festival sound good? You think so too, right?
Hell yeah!
Alright, fireworks festival it is. Let's look for a good one.
Study comes first, though. I won't let you off if you fail any of them. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I love Ryuji's voice actor so much. Yes, man. He's so good. He's so damn well. He's so damn good at enunciating and everything needed. I'd say that he's definitely one of the best voice actors in this game. It's like the way that he definitely really gets across how Ryuji you know, acts day to day, and just his over-the-topness in most things is perfect. To the Durgan.
Alright, fireworks festival it is. Let's look for a good one.
Study comes first, though. I won't let you off if you fail any of them. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fireworks in Yukatas, because it's that time of the year. Hey, so there's this dangerous, almost psychotic blog I found that hasn't ended up on the forum yet. Oh, Jesus. That's all it says. Rumor has it she's talking about her boyfriend. Sounds dangerous. Yeah, it seems like she'll do something real bad someday, right? I think it's even worse. Turns out she's a Shujin student. You know a girl named Yumiko Mogami? She's always up near the classrooms on the second floor. But you have to do something before things get worse.
Oh!
Yeah, there's a great opportunity for us. Kanashiro's change of heart has probably opened some deeper parts about Mentos. So make some time to talk about it at the hideout. Yeah, considering I have... Well, it's evening, but... There's... Okay, so that is definitely a possibility for the future. But for the moment, though... It's Sunday. I'm gonna go grab the fruit, the drink, and then I'll probably do studying with fruit tea again. I do believe. Okay. Brain? Okay. Brain. Oh wait, hold on. Can I go out again?
Good night.
No, I can't. Okay. Okay, yeah. I had a feeling. If you pull up your map and it's just this, that means you can't go out at night. I'm starting to get that now. So, in that case, coffee and charm. That's the most tempting, other than Norwich. I really would like to get charm up soon, and also just like have, because I don't really think 6 SP is really gonna be, you know, like, especially because they're the only XP items I have currently. It's gonna be good to really blitz through, especially if I end up using them in Mementos at all. Especially now that I have another target. I'm gonna try to definitely get dirt on the other targets first, though, when I have an afternoon to go do that. Like, I might take a whole day just in case it takes time to do all those things, or a couple, or, you know, a couple of days, or what have you. Anywho, for the moment, though, coffee and charm.
Hey!
Charm, Durgan,
Make
coffee,
sure you close
go
up.
wee. Ding, doo, ding, doo.
Whoa.
I love the smell of good coffee. Da doo da doo.
Yes!
Do dee da
All right.
dee. Da da doo. Da 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 dee. You're drinking it makes it look delicious. Got it. Durgan coffee. Looks like the Chief's gentlemanly charm is rubbing off on you. And diddy up. Yep. Charming or Durgan go. A big day tomorrow. Heck you. I wonder what the Phantom Thieves' next Phantom Thieves goal is. You're just choosing bad people to steal hearts from. Maybe someone's gonna asking them to do it. Oh yeah, don't they have a forum or something? No. What if you make a request on there and they follow through? Yeah, there's been definitely ones that has been happening to for the mementos stuff, and also there was people on there talking about Monorami too. I remember that much. I feel like there's also some.
What a refreshing morning.
Too.
How are you doing?
I am going to ignore every word you say, you piece of fucking shit. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm flipping off the screen right now. I'm sorry, Akechi fans. I understand, but I cannot separate what this man does from the character. He's inexcusable. Fuck him. Anyway, let people talk. Yeah, it's even more packed than usual today. Now for today's train news. Today's headlines are: Shibuya crime ring reveals all. The leaders confession has led to the arrest of other key members. Sudden rampage? Highway accident. The driver's death has been confirmed, taking the total count up to 4. Oof. Hotspots of Tokyo. Come see the summer fireworks show on July 18th.
I see.
Thanks to Kaneshiro spilling the beans, that organization is falling like a house of cards. Hehe. We're getting more and more famous. Feels good, man. Feels Gucci. Feels V Gooch.
Okay, let's get started.
Tests are coming up. Everyone studying? I know some of you can rely on all-nighters, but I can't recommend it. That really messes up your information retention. Oh, speaking of, do you guys know the difference between short-term and long-term memory? The simple answer is that short-term memory is more temporary, contextual, but long-term memories stick with you. In the short term, you're working with a hard limit. You retain only 6, maybe 7 pieces of information. But your brain's capacity for long-term memory is huge. It might even be infinite, according to some theories.
How about you?
Okay, so, Dergy, what do you think about all this? Short-term memories only stick with you for seconds at a time. That said, how long do you think you can retain long-term memories? So he wants to know how long you can keep long-term memories, huh? This is a tricky one. What is long-term memory, anyway? Memories that last a long time. Yeah, it was something like that. So anyway, you keep them for a long time. Question is, how long? Maruki mentioned something about the amount of memories you could store, right? Something like infinite, possibly. Yeah. If you have theoretically infinite space for them, then theoretically, you'd be able to retain them for forever. Yeah, I think so too. So that's it. Long-term memories will really never fade away.
That's right.
That's right. I'm impressed. Basically, stuff encoded into your long-term memory never really goes away. Short-term memories become long-term memories through reiteration. It'd be great if you could encode all the test answers to long-term memory, huh? Oh well, can't always get what you want. He's pretty smart. Ah, thank you. I didn't expect that. You might not be too bad. Yeah,
Nice
maybe
going.
all the rumors are bullshit. You ever think about that? More of you should. Thank you. We're gonna... Oh! Nope, I didn't... I don't know what the sparkle was about, because I didn't rank up. I thought that was a rank up. But at least you got summer break once the exams are over, so do your best to study, okay? Will do. Yeah, memories never really go away. That means I'll remember my past eventually. We're gonna hug. $7/18, Marine Day. Finals end on the 16th, so that should be good, right? What are you talking about? The fireworks festival. You're really quick to look up stuff like that. You're impressive, Ryuji. It's easier to work when you got a goal in mind, yeah? Hey, we're in the middle of class. Talk about those things later. Yeah.
Hey, are you listening?
Oof. Do 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 da 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 do 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 do. No, I wasn't. Hey, you, pay attention. Is that how you listen when someone's talking to you, motherfucker? Do murderous intent. Do I have the prevention? I don't think I do. No, I do. Cool. Whoa, that was an epic dodge. I'm cured, Mason. Double Durgan charm. How many more do I need? Certainly been a process, but we're going from 3 to 4 after all. That does kind of make sense, huh? Hey, Makoto! And internally he's like, yes, Makoto, hello. God damn, I love her. God damn, I'm falling for her more every day. Help. Look at that figure. Look at that confident smile. Look at her. Just God fucking... Holy shit, I love this woman. Heading home? It's rare running into you at this hour.
That reminds me.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember the counseling Dr. Maruki's offering? It seems to be growing quite popular. I saw someone heading into the nurse's office just as I was leaving the school. The teachers say he's been well worth his time here, but I have a feeling there's more to his popularity than just talent. Maybe I should find out for myself at some point. Now what about studying? Naturally, that'll still happen when I get home. It's part of my daily routine.
Excuse me.
I appreciate your concern, but how about yourself? Depending on the exam score, there may not be a fireworks festival for anyone to attend. Were you aware? Yes, yes, yes. I'm joking. But make sure you study well, alright? I love her and her just...
Alright then.
She kind of tends to tease him a bit. I feel like she might actually... I have a feeling that, like, she probably isn't into him the same way I imagine imagine he's into her yet, but, like, I feel like she at least is very warm towards him and sees him as a very good friend right now. And more later. Duh.
Senpai.
Ah, Kasumi. Hello. I mean, you know, frankly, Kasumi isn't really my cup of tea because the cute, traditional Japanese girl seems to mostly be her shtick. And, well, that's not me, you know. I mean, I've made it clear what my type is every goddamn half second of this episode. But Kodo, oh my god! So, yeah, but, you know, I love Kasumi as more of like a little sistery type. Or even an older sister.
What a pleasant surprise. Are you headed home too? Same here. I don't have club practice today. That reminds me. There's something I wanted to report to you. Would now be a good time?
Or just like a good friend, Dorino. You know what I mean? Sure thing.
Thank you. Why don't we find a seat somewhere?
Huh?
Oh god, Akechi.
And you are...
It's been quite a while, Akechi-san.
And the same for you. Yoshizawa-san, right?
You two know each other?
My father works at a TV station. Have you ever seen Good Morning Japan? My father's the director.
I've been brought onto the show as a guest a number of times now. That's how I ended up becoming acquainted with Yoshizawa-san. I didn't know you knew her as well.
Friend Dorino, man.
He helped me out of a jam before, and now he's been offering me guidance.
Helped you out of a jam, huh? I see. So, what were you two up to?
Oh, right! I was just about to share some exciting news. It's nothing to keep secret, so I may as well spill it now. About that summer competition I mentioned to you before, I was chosen to be our club representative.
Hecky! Congratulations.
This only feels like the beginning to me, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Isn't your club's team considered to be quite prestigious? And you're their representative. I must say, that's extremely impressive.
Thank you. I'll do my best to make everyone proud.
Duh. I love her and her freaking spunk and her freaking go-getter attitude, man. Love to see that shiznit. Try to have that myself. It's awesome.
I'll be cheering you on as well.
Duh.
Ah, I have an idea. Since all three of us are here, why don't we go somewhere as a group?
You know, honestly, I'm okay with this interaction. You know why? Because I'm starting to realize that if I just chuck away everything I know about Akechi, especially if there's a wholesome being like Kasumi there, it's not a bad thing, at least right now when we don't know yet how he is. We don't really start to really get how he is towards his confidant, or, you know, towards the story if you don't really do his confidant much, like I'm really not going to be doing, so...
We can call it our little celebration for Yoshizawa-san's success.
That would be wonderful! Does that work for you, Senpai?
That settles it. Would you mind if I chose the place? There's a wonderful little cafe I know about.
Of course. Lead the way.
Yoshizawa-san? You drink hot beverages even in the summer?
I have to prevent my body from getting too cold, since the meet's coming up rather soon.
I see. You make sure you're covering all your bases.
Your drink's hot too, Akechi. I see that teacup there.
Good point. Well, some people say coffee can cool you off, even when hot, so I try to avoid that too.
All I know is that I drink hot beverages all the time anyway. Takes a sip of hot tea I have right here. I mean, granted, it's February right now, but like I drink hot beverages all year, especially since I'm usually like huddling in my air-conditioned room in summer anyway. So there's not really much difference to me between drinking hot beverages then and now.
I had this image that you enjoy sweet things, Akechi-san. Is that untrue? I swear I saw you eating fried sweetbread on TV just the other day.
It's all part of a marketing strategy. That sort of stunt is an easy crowd pleaser.
You seem to have your own bases covered as well.
feel lied to.
Presenting oneself in a favorable light is nothing surprising.
Except, well, but this is actually a little tiny bit of an insight into Akechi's character, because I'd rather not present myself in a better light that's a lie as much as I possibly can. It's something that I've tended towards in the past because of my anxiety, but that now I avoid like the plague when I can. I mean, I get more anxious about doing something like that than not now, so I make sure to avoid that as much as I possibly can. But yeah, it's a tendency that can easily be slipped into, and I think it's one of the big problems with big entertainment in general, and a lot of why a lot of those people have a lot of mental problems, because there becomes this disconnect between who they are, who they present themselves in public, and who they really are. And I think if you are authentic, you're probably going to have a much better time being any kind of public figure. It's just, again, there's a lot of pressure to not be authentic depending on who you are in private, but, well, if you just basically look at that pressure and just put two big middle fingers up to it and then just move forward, you'll be surprised what happens. At the very least, I am enjoying making this video right now, even though I've been very nervous about doing YouTube for a very long time, and that's why my channel is full of videos that are really old and at random periods of time, because I start and stop and start and stop. I've started and stopped and started and stopped this hobby, but now I'm just gung-hoing about it, and I'm still not getting, you know, very many views whatsoever, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 on videos most of the time, but, you know, I'll keep moving forward and see what comes of it, because I really enjoy this hobby, and it feels better to do this than to just goof off and do things that, you know, don't involve skills and possibly sharing something that other people might really enjoy on the interwebs, you know? And at the very least, this allows me to talk about whatever I want and, you know, express myself and work on skills that I enjoy working on, and play a game I love and also share it with people, hopefully. So, you know. Yeah.
More surprising is just how innocent you seem to be.
I've been wondering, how do you two know each other?
His social studies class visited the set of a TV show I appeared on.
Ah, that's right. Second years got to go to a TV station.
Yep. He and I exchanged our opinions during the shoot, and his way of thinking intrigued me.
I can definitely see that. Senpai's take on things often helps me as well.
That reminds me, Yoshizawa-san. You had mentioned that he's been providing you with some guidance.
Yes, like you just said, his way of thinking is intriguing. I figured I could benefit from his input.
In that case, let's play a little game. Would you mind if I posed the same question to you that I first asked him?
No, go right ahead.
So, my question was, what do you think of the Phantom Thieves, Yoshizawa-san?
The Phantom Thief? You mean in the case that they do in fact exist, yes? I admit that the assistance of others in need is a truly great act, but I simply can't agree with their methods.
I see. Care to explain why?
I suspect the Phantom Thieves' existence isn't going to be beneficial to society in the long run.
How so?
Well, for example, when someone's faced with a problem to overcome, I believe they need to do it themselves.
I think that she's hit the nail on the head there, for damn sure. And that's sort of... This is... You know, I never actually really thought about it this way, but considering the fact that that is exactly what I needed to do, in a little bit more of a solitary way than I think a lot of other people, too, I can definitely see where she's coming here, and I think she's right, frankly. But again, I have emotional attachment to why the Phantom Thieves, you know, as I know them, you know, because, you know, we're following them along on their journey, are doing what they're doing, you know, so in that sense, it's difficult for me to agree with her, but in real life, removed from all this, I agree with her, very much so. And I think the philosophical implications of this game is the kind of thing, like, especially a game like this, and so many video games, actually, and other media in general, but I think video games in a more impactful way too, maybe not everyone, but certainly people like me, really help to, might really help to really make someone a better person if they really sit down and think about this stuff and ponder it and realize and sort of reconcile it with their life as well.
Getting help from others is totally fine, But in the end, it takes a person's initiative to truly create lasting change. If society relied upon a safety net like the Phantom Thieves, I worry that people would stop making a conscious effort.
And the thing is, people are relying more and more on technology as that sort of a thing. However, I believe that those people will be made to see the error of their ways, and that they're more and more doing so. And that people like me, I use a lot of technology, and I love it, but I don't use social media, for example. I really narrow what I listen to as far as news goes. I'm really careful basically what I consume, and most people are not, and I would say that that's most of the problem as to why this technology tends to do exactly what she's saying. And then there's more and more technology that makes life easier, you know? And that's the thing, is that a lot of people are afraid that everyone in the whole world will just become more lazy and more complacent because of this technology, but I don't think so. In fact, technology is a huge part of how I'm growing to not be any of those things. You know why? Because of all the resources around about it. So, yeah. It pisses me off that so many people just are like, oh, technology's gonna fuck the whole world. No, it's making the world better. Shut up. Seriously, like, it's all like, okay, that was, again, I was just coming back with my personal feelings on the matter, because technology makes my life better, more than anything. And I know that's not always true, but in my case, it's absolutely true. So it pisses me off that so many people can say that it's making the whole world more lazy and complacent, it's only doing bad things. That's basically what they're saying. That's evidence that's not fucking true. There's so much good people are doing with technology, you know? Any tool, people are going to use it for good and evil. And people are going to use it well and use it unwisely. Use it wisely and use it unwisely. There's always a duality to this shit. But there's a lot of pessimistic people. Like a friend of mine that I'm thinking of right now as I talk to this. And you'll know who you are if you're watching this. But like, you know, it's like, seriously, how can you say something so black and white? Nothing in this world is black and white. You know? It's very clear to me. It's been very clear to me, more or less, that it's been the case for, I think, more of my life than a lot of people end up thinking, at least. Continuing, however.
Granted, this depends on how severe the problem is, and it's inaccurate to apply generalizations to an entire population, but I believe a society where everyone simply leaves matters to the Phantom Thieves wouldn't last for very long.
I see. So, in the sense of a person's growth, their actions actually hinder it. Quite an interesting take on the matter. Let me ask you then, what do you think of Yoshizawa-san's opinion?
She isn't wrong. I'd certainly say that both in me in real life, and that, you know, that's a lot of who I'm putting into this Joker, because I think that's part of the point of how this game is designed, is to be able to insert yourself in the Joker, more or less, you know? And then insert Joker into your favorite waifu. I mean, what? Let's be honest here, that's part of the appeal. Let's be frank here. She's not wrong.
Ah, so you think you should let others come to their own conclusions on the matter?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Wait, could you
I think
actually
that's
be
important.
a fan of the Phantom
In fact,
Thieves
hell,
somehow?
even though I had a little outburst about it earlier, I would say even conclusions like tech is normally bad is something that I think people are entitled to, but I'm also entitled to argue back against it. You know, it's all, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You know? I tend to react very strongly to others' opinions in a way that a lot of people don't agree with, but that's because they don't like their shit challenged, I think. I don't like mine challenged either, but I'm so adamant about it that most people feel a little more challenged than, I think, by me than a lot of other people, I feel like, frankly. But the thing is I feel very challenged by a lot of other people. By any kind of opposing viewpoints a lot of the time, if I feel strongly enough about something. Which I feel very strongly about a lot of things, so there's that. Yeah.
I didn't mean to start an argument. I just can't help myself sometimes. Let's change the subject to something a bit lighter.
I'm sorry, I should probably get going. If I'm away from home too late, my parents will begin to worry.
Right, then let's call it a day. Good luck on your competition.
I'll be rooting for you.
Yes, thank you.
Dad, I love her. Look at this smile. Look at how... a beaming smile just makes my heart go, She's a bean. I love her. She's cute.
Well then, see you later.
Dear Kasumi, you're a bean and I love you. You're a good friend. Good old friendo. Anyway, that's the sound of my heart exploding.
You're back.
Beautifulness, adorableness. Like, see, cuteness makes me go but not in a romantic or sexual way. It's more of a awesome, cute sort of way. Like it's just a wholesome way, you know. And then people like Makoto are like, oh, damn, hot, holy shit. Anyway. How'd you know? Nothing gets by me. I own the place, remember? I wonder if Futaba told him. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah. I can tell what Yeah, I don't think she did either. So, yeah, never mind. That doesn't make sense. I can tell what goes on here by just looking at the tables. Already. Oh, that's right. She can sometimes be at the mall at night. Oh, that's right. During exam time, people will poke you for studying, so definitely gonna study with On. Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's see if I can actually max one of these two out maybe before the Futaba thing hits the fan, because we've still got a while before that happens. That long sentence is tough. Try to think about what the underlined section means. Are you starting to understand how to dissect these problems? I think so. I'm so jealous you get a one-on-one study session with Lady Hunter. Of course you are, Morgana. Seems like you're making more progress than usual, too. It helps to have a good friend to help me out with this stuff. Yeah, a more knowledgeable Durgan go wheel.
That's not it.
I'm actually not so good at this because of my time abroad. Anyway, time to study. Here we go. I believe in on! And also, on points. Yeah. You think we can help me with math next? Yes, absolutely, Grill. Absolutely, friendo. I'm so tired. Let's stop here. Alrighty. Alright, so I want to find an afternoon, if it's even gonna give me an afternoon, at any point soon for a while. We'll see. To try to see if I can get at least one of two of those other cases, that we can, get for the, those other targets we can get for Mementos, get the beats on them. Hey, do you know that there's going to be a summer festival in Odaiba? A summer festival, huh? How can anyone eat so much fatty food when it's so hot out? I mean, I'm an American, and fatty food is all that there is in festivals over here, though I think it seems to be the same in Japan from all of these games, though, but still, like, you know, like, fatty food and festivals just goes together so well. Why wouldn't you do that? I don't know. Man, you don't just get it. It's because it's hot out that we all eat that meat, man. Come on, let's go check it out. Let's reach to the skewer, man. Summer festival, huh? Think there'll be have any A5 beef? I don't even know what A5 beef is. No, you should worry about finals first. Once those are over, it'll be summer vacation, so stay focused. Let me know what A5 beef is, friends. I might end up looking it up myself, but if not,
my hope rests with the
I will greatly appreciate y'all's input whenever it comes anyway. Still. I'm so glad the Phantom Thieves are all... Oh, I think he's actually voice acting this, so I'll shut up now. Never mind. That was just that line, it sounded like. Yeah, they've really taken off since the whole Kamoshida thing. The Legend of the Phantom Thieves started at our school. We're practically one of them. You can't relate to what they're doing. Of course, punishing corrupt adults up to no good. The police should take notes.
Quiet down.
It's not that simple, but I definitely understand those guys, those students' sentiment. But it is a very high schooler, you know, teenager type of response to that sort of thing, for sure. People are making a fuss even though it's right before exams. Behind Kanashiro's arrest are the Phantom Thieves, a mysterious group that changes people's hearts. If I recall, there were similar rumors back during that business with Kamoshida coup. Help the weak and crush the strong, truly a modern legend of the Gentleman Thief. In the long history of humans, the Gentleman Thief has been seen briefly during times of turmoil. Now then, please look at this picture. Dergy. This picture depicts the final moments of Ishikawa Goemon.
Do you know the answer?
He did something during the Sengoku period that had him and his family boiled to death. God. Yeah, I'm just glad executions like that, as far as I know, aren't a thing. God. Anymore. At least on like a big governmental level. Maybe some sort of tribal or cult level, but oof, man. Ugh. Do you know what he did?
This is it. Correct.
That's correct. Ishikawa Goemon is Japan's most famous thief. He's very popular, and some call him a gentleman thief. By the way, the Goemon bath comes from his name. Only stealing from the rich and powerful and sharing with the poor. He's a Robin Hood-y character. Goemon's exploits have been documented in many forms of media, like kabuki and novels. Wow, really? Dergy seems kind of smart, doesn't he?
Nice going!
Wow, you must really be smart to be able to answer a question like that. Knowledgeable Durgun go will. However, it's actually unclear whether or not Goemon was indeed a gentleman thief. Rebellion against Hideyoshi, whose campaign had failed, propaganda by the government to sully his name. The gentleman thief Goemon may be no more than an illusion made by varying motivations. In actuality, most heroes and gentleman thieves throughout history are something like that.
Yep.
Let's make sure people don't think we're just an illusion. But before that, you need to study for the exams that are starting tomorrow. Yeah. Study can go will. Ah,
it's
the
open.
Makoto session, right? Come on in. Yes, my grill.
Welcome.
Ah, you're the student council president, Nijima-san, correct?
Excuse me.
Sorry for coming by so suddenly.
It was nothing.
Oh no, everyone's permitted to stop by whenever they like. I know the phrase counseling session can make some people nervous, but don't be. Considering you're the student council president, I'd rather they didn't force you to come here at all, actually.
No.
Well, I was advised to come, but I still chose to do it on my own.
Good.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. But please, there's no need to be concerned about my being here. Feel free to discuss anything with me. Alright,
yes.
So I shall. You're sounding more like the counselor in here than I am.
I see.
Oh, excellent grades, exemplary conduct. Well, you appear to be the ideal honor student.
No.
Oh no, not at all. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm actually a bit of a mess, and I always have to turn to others for help. Oh, you sure had me fooled. Even still, getting help isn't a bad thing at all. In fact, it's wonderful that you have a support system. Indeed. Especially lately, I feel that I can't do anything right by myself nowadays. Did something go wrong for you?
Yes.
Yes, but it's nothing major. I've come to understand all too well that it's a bad idea taking on more of a burden than one should. Yes, absolutely. You really do seem like someone who, with a mature sense of responsibility. However, that may be why people around you, especially the adults who should be protecting you, rely on you so much. Adults who should be protecting me? Had I been clever enough to understand that earlier, things may have gone a bit differently for me. You think so? You live alone with your older sister, I see. Pardon my saying so, but it seems you've been through quite a lot.
But...
honestly, it only felt like the norm to me. But our lack of adult guardians has to have been hard on my sister, even now as well. And I'd be lying if I said it wasn't hard for me, too. Do you still remember them, your parents? Yes.
Hey, so...
not as much about my mother, admittedly, but my father without a doubt. In fact, now that I think about it, I may well have grown to be quite a bit uptight because of that.
I see.
Is that so? And are you doing okay now? Is your support system adequate?
Well,
It's not as if I have a team of employees or anything, but I do have people that I'm able to rely upon well. Of course, I'd never think of them as replacements for my father or my sister. No one can replace either of them. What I've lost won't ever come back. I just need to keep my chin up and push towards my future.
Quite.
I like the way you put that. No one can ever be replaced, yet we need to keep pushing towards our future. Should anything come up that you want help with, I'll be there to support you, though my skills are pretty limited. Thank you, I appreciate the kind words. Duh. This one was really wholesome, I liked it a lot. Duh. Makoto is awesome, and she needed that. I really like how they do all this stuff. They really get to push the psychology of this game through him. I really like what they did with him, especially because I really relate with him a lot. He's kind of an awkward person. He's very empathetic, you know. And he has brown hair and blue eyes and glasses. Guess what? Guess who that describes? Real life Dergy. It's kind of amazing. I'd be pretty sad if the leader of the Phantom Thieves got bad grades. Oof. Yee. But for the moment, we're actually gonna leave this one here for now because this ran quite a bit longer than my normal episodes, as y'all can probably see. So, whoopsie. Hey ho, friends! I hope y'all have a lovely, lovely day. Like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, friend.